Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moletrap here, coming at you with another Starcraft commentary. We got a replay commentary again here today. Not sure when exactly this replay is from. Probably early 2010s is what I'm thinking though, but this is just from a random replay pack I found. And we got none other than Mr. Firebathero down here in the bottom left-hand corner. It's interesting. So his name is usually when you see something like that, that's usually the letters that you type on the keyboard if you type their Korean name onto an English keyboard. You see a lot of those things. So like a lot of Twitch streamers, like Best, his Twitch name is Twitch TV/Wernoldria or something like that, because it's like his name. And I looked it up once. I'm not gonna bother looking this up, but I'm pretty sure that's why it's like that. And then he's going up against another Terranair in the top left-hand corner. This is none other than the world-famous kks0620. I got no clue who this guy is, or gal. Could be a gal. No idea who this is. This is probably like just a random ladder game or something like that. I'm not sure, but this player looked up briefly to see if I could find who they were. No idea who they are, so hopefully it'll be a good match though. Going against the Mr. Programmer here, Firebathero. And this was back in the day when he was Pro Brood War, so we should see some excellent play. Although this is probably post Air Force days, so you know, he might not be the very top. And this is not a VOD, so we're not going to see these ceremonies or anything like that. But hopefully we'll see some good Terran versus Terran action. Don't do a lot of TVTs usually, but this one looked like it reached out to me. And it said, cast me, Moletrap, cast me. And I said, okay. Oh, well. So anyway, we got both players just going for the barracks openers here on the ground. And they're not scouting at all, by the way. This is kind of interesting. They're going barracks into scout. I mean, it's like, you know, your opponent's Terran. What can they be doing? They could be making a barracks, right? That's about it. So, what's going on here? Is that a second barracks? No, it's command center. Even better. Be kind of a weird second barracks actually. And let's see if Firebathero is going to do the same thing here. Is he actually going to go? No, he's actually going to build a factory down here. Okay, I was going to say, is he going to go down here and build it in his expansion? Didn't have the minerals built up for it anyways, but now going for the scout after the factory. But I mean, like, you know, if you're going for a factory, you don't really need to know exactly what your opponent is doing at that moment, because like there's only so many options they could do, and having a factory is going to be preparing for basically all of them. Like the only alternative I guess, well, I was gonna say, unless they're going for like a CC first, in which case you want to punch them first, but in that situation going for a factory first is good too. But anyway, sometimes you got to play a little bit blind in order to make sure your build is going off to a good start. He's going to go ahead and scout there. The barracks flying off into the middle of the map. Interesting, is not going straight up to the natural here. He wants to kind of have it out in the middle of the map openly. So KKS is going to have a little bit of a advantage here, getting this command center up quicker. And the battery on my mouse just died right now, so I cannot move the screen with my mouse. But that's okay, because this game is just heating up. And so I'm actually gonna, you know what, let's do it. F it, we'll do it live, right? How do I open up the mouse, the battery compartment on this mouse? I don't know, for some reason I already had to restart this VOD once because of the sound issue. And so I'm like, all right, well, can I really not? I mean, I can use the arrow keys. Let's just use the arrow keys, I guess. But I can't use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Anyway, I'll try and keep this, keep the action focused here. Firebathero is coming in with a vulture. Of course, he does have that tech advantage with the vulture, but the bunker's going to shut that down pretty well. So not a big deal there for KKS. He's just going to be able to be just soaking up some minerals on his new base. Now, Firebathero has gone for an expansion as well. How is it that the freaking... Okay, that was easier than I thought. There was a little tab that I could open up the mouse in order to get at the battery. The dangers of having a wireless mouse, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, Firebathero, we can see on the mini-map at least, has gone ahead and gotten his expansion up as well. So he's actually not too far behind, you know, because he had to float that down here. It looked like Firebathero actually created his expansion at the actual natural, and so, you know, the floating time out there made it so that it was virtually the same. Okay, it looks like my mouth is working again here. And there's that barracks floating in there. So he had actually, I mean, he kind of floated out towards the middle of the map because he didn't know where he needed that barracks to go. So now Firebathero coming in with some vultures. Again, this is not going to be any kind of harassment, though, at this point. The bunker just kind of shuts that down. Continuing to produce units out of these two factories. Actually, no, right now, not producing anything. Wait, hold on. That's a Wraith. That's a Wraith being built. Where's the starport? There it is. Now, I think that, did that barracks see that starport? I actually didn't notice because I was trying to fix my mouse. Sorry about that, guys. I know it's a little unprofessional to fix my mouse midstream, but we're just gonna go with it. I don't often have a lot of time where I feel like I can commit to making commentaries, so apologies if sometimes they're a little bit unpolished, but I figure unpolished is better than not at all. So I'm trying to squeeze one or two in today. Anyways, Firebathero, I believe, probably saw that starport. There's no reason he would back his barracks out if he hadn't. And now he definitely sees the Wraith here, so he knows exactly what's going on. There's already Goliaths out, though, so he's in a good situation here to be able to deal with this. There's no cloak being upgraded either, so he has 2 scanners, but it's still not a huge deal. So one Goliath can just chase it around for a while. It might get 1 or 2 SCV kills, but it looks like it might just die. And one more shot. Nope, not quite. 8 hit points left on that Wraith. One more Goliath shot will polish it off, but it's not going to be polished off in this instance. kks pushing out here with just 1 single siege tank, and he's going to have a second one coming out as well. Taking kind of a forward position here. Trying to control the outside of this bridge is an interesting choice here. Getting more Wraiths out, though, as well. Really, really committing to those Wraiths. And, oh, that's kind of cute. Using the Wraiths to try and kill the mines. And now he's pushing out with this tank. This is a little bit dangerous. He only has these Wraiths to really protect the tanks. I don't know if he can really afford to move out like this, actually. I'm not sure what the point of moving out like this is either. Like, what is he trying to do? I mean, it's not helping control this territory right now. He's not really going for that expansion, is he? Is this maybe this SCV is going to try and build the command center to float over to that? I'm not sure. In the meantime, Firebathero is 4 factories now. Let's go ahead and check back here. 3 factories are going to be going up for KKS. So they're going to be on similar production. Of course, the Wraiths are being produced instead of the factory units. So I feel like that gives a bit of an advantage to Firebathero, having the Goliaths. The Wraiths, not even cloaked, are not going to give too much of an advantage in that battle because a couple Goliaths will be able to deal with more than their number of Wraiths. And oh, he's going to go in here, and nice move. He actually gets the first volley off by sieging up just outside of vision range there. I think maybe the barracks couldn't see him. I'm not sure what happened there. But either way, now... Oh, wait. Does he have cloak? Why are the Goliaths not firing at the Wraiths? What's going on? Is this bugged out? Is there another starport somewhere that I don't see? Oh, there's another starport in the corner. I didn't see the other starport in the corner, guys. It's blocked by the production tab. Oh, goodness gracious. So he actually does have cloak. So this is that's why he had 2. I thought he had like 2 Wraiths out because he just built them both in that time period, but no, he's actually producing out of 2 starports here. Firebathero needs to repair that tank. He is going to get the repair on, but not quite in time. And these Wraiths are probably almost out of energy, so that's why they're kind of retreating here. Yeah, so they're going to back off. That's interesting. I wonder. So Firebathero has enough scan energy on each of them, but only 7 overs. That means he only recently got another scan. So he must have used the scans for some scouting or something like that, and not had scanner energy during that initial encounter there. So very interesting back and forth in that situation. So yeah, he did build a command center over here, like I expected. He's going to float it over here. He's going to find that there's a vulture and a mine there, blocking it. He's going to kill the vulture and be like, haha, now there's space. And then the mine's going to block it. He's probably just going to scan and they'll be fine. Armory's going up now for KKS as well. So it looks like he was in fact trying to push out here, trying to take control of this sort of central area. Firebathero also in a parallel line here to control his side of the map. But crucially, Firebathero, is kind of taking a larger portion of the map. He's got control of the center. He's got control of this side over here. So he has a little bit more control of the map if he continues to hold this position here. But again, these Wraiths don't give a crap about positions. They can fly around the different positions and go wherever they want. They do what they want. And but again, if they do go out and try and harass, then they're going to leave his tanks exposed a little bit, because that's the only thing he has to cover these tanks is the Wraith. There's no vultures on the map at all. no Goliaths or anything like that to protect. So, and it looks like they're going to continue making these parallel lines across the middle of the map, or near middle of the map, the upper middle of the map. And again, Firebathero is going to be able to have a little bit more control in that situation. If it goes to a super long game, he'll have an advantage there. But both of them getting up their thirds at about the same time. Firebathero not quite getting his SCVs over to that third base as quickly, though. Okay, and here comes the Wraiths. The Goliaths running around. It's interesting, he's running around the Goliaths with a couple tanks. Not sure, like, what are the... I'm not sure where those tanks are going. Are those tanks going to set up here, maybe? Or try and come around here? Might be the case. But the Goliaths are... Go ahead and separate from the tanks. They were kind of escorting them for a minute there. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense, because if you don't want your tanks off on their own with Wraiths about, because then tanks could kind of close in on them and get some free kills. So escorting the tanks. Now that the Wraiths are down here, though, he can safely move the tanks to a better position and just chase with these Goliaths. Has several scans available. Might even need to get a science vessel at some point if he's going to be dealing with these Wraiths for very long. But again, just kind of both players setting up their battle lines right here across the middle. Firebathero could even afford to go a little bit farther up, but at the very least, though, he's taking control of this area in front of this ramp for this extra base. Although, as you can see, there's another ramp into that base anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. The Wraiths have been forced to retreat by those Goliaths and scans and what have you. Firebathero just going ahead and macroing up a little bit, though, and just kind of trying to take control, basically. It's really interesting. You often see very positional play. You can zoom really far out, can't you? Jeez, look at those tiny little tanks. Look at the tiny little baby tanks. I can't even click on them. It's like it's like playing Age of Empires, which I've been playing a lot lately. You can't click on the units, they're so small. But anyway, these really, really long lines across the middle of the map here are interesting, and now we're having a little bit of a face-off on this side as well. I like the turret on top of the tanks as well, just to make sure several turrets along the tank line, just to make sure the Wraiths can't come in and just easily pick them off. Turrets going down for KKS as well. Very, very strong move, because you never know when the opponent is going to get some dropships and just load up and drop vultures on top of your tanks or something like that. I hear some explosions going on. Where are they? Looks like Firebathero is trying to defend this other side here. These tanks not in position down here, so a little bit of an advantage to KKS. He's going to be able to have more firing power devoted towards the opponent's tanks in that situation. But KKS really just expanding like crazy up here, taking 2 more bases up in the top right-hand corner, thinking about taking another one over here on the side. Firebathero just now taking the side base over here. So KKS is actually kind of out macroing them. You can see they were about even in supply a few minutes ago. Now KKS starting to creep up a little bit in his supply count. Did he just kill some Wraiths over here? I saw some spots on the mini map and they went over. Oh, okay, here we go. Now with some dropships coming out for KKS. If we just go back into the base, we're going to go ahead and see there's still just the two starports, rather. Handful of factories as well. So he's macroing really well off of those bases. Has a little bit of money in the bank right now, actually, but he could just be waiting for the next. Yeah, it looks like he's waiting to make another round of units at this point. He had that opportunity. Firebathero taking control of this right side base now. So again, with the fire. Oh, here it goes. KKS going into the middle of the map. Pretty big attack, but I don't know if this is going to be worth it exactly. It depends on the defensive position of Firebathero, because this central portion of the map, he only took out 2 tanks. There's no base here to control exactly, so he's putting himself at a little bit at risk by putting this entire army in the middle of Firebathero's forces. Firebathero could theoretically come from both sides, but he also can't really, because if he moves out of these positions, then KKS can move into those positions as well on the sides. So kind of a cool move, making a little bit of a wedge right down the middle of Firebathero's defensive line. And, you know, it's like, you know, that's how you crack a slab of concrete, is you put one wedge into it and you just hammer on the end of it, and eventually it'll split it. And that's what he's going to try and do. Here's what it looks like. Firebathero still has control of a little bit more of the map, though, since I don't know if you could quite say KKS has control of this middle spot. But, yeah, it's an interesting situation. These dropships could be crucial. They're loaded up with units, ladies and gentlemen. If he goes ahead and drops on one of these locations, actually the left side might even be a little bit better spot for him to go onto. And is he going to go into... No, he's just going to fly over a turret and take some free damage. That works too. Good choice. But again, KKS, you know, a base ahead still. Firebathero is this one up and mining now, but needs to take another base, I think. And he's looking at it down here in the bottom right, but hasn't quite taken that yet. And here we go in. KKS flying up the middle again. He's doing exactly what I said with the wedge and just driving straight down the middle of Firebathero's defenses. Going straight into the 6 o'clock position, it looks like. These dropships are still full of a couple units. Actually, no, just the one dropship. Okay, a few units of those dropships. But again, if he takes control of this southern location, this is just a weird situation, though, because this is not a safe spot for these tanks. They could now be collapsed upon by about 7 different angles. And it's not a really safe spot for those tanks. But right now, it's kind of working. Here's the key, though. Is KKS on top of this maneuver enough that if Firebathero does collapse downwards onto this position, he can deal with the counterattack, that he can execute the counterattack that would actually take advantage of that maneuver. I don't know if he's going to be able to, you know, because Firebathero, obviously very, very skilled player. Trying to just deal with this with reinforcements. He wants to keep his main defensive lines intact, and he's just trying to deal with this with his reinforcements. Although, again, look, his 6 o'clock is not threatened, but his natural... Whoa, that's too far in. Sorry about that. Natural expansion under attack here. Doesn't have a lot here to deal with this, but he does have one dropship. He drops a couple Goliaths on top of this. Is it going to be enough, though? It might be, because they were able to avoid a lot of tank fire, but no. One of the tanks does survive. Oh, okay, never mind. A couple more tanks coming in the top are going to be able to siege up there. They were just outside of my field of vision. And so KKS maintaining control of this middle and trying to use that as a jumping off point to attack these side expansions does get us a number of SCV kills, though. But again, he's fallen behind in the supply count right now. So look at this. Firebathero actually macroing it up even more with those SCVs. So even though he lost some SCVs in that encounter, he's just been macroing them a little bit better. So, you know, KKS has more bases, but his mining units are more spread out. The dropships are going to be able to get back out of deep in enemy territory and retreat in order to refill up and go for another attack. So that's a crucial point. But okay, Firebathero now taking his bottom right base. Again, no SCVs there, though, but he could transfer them over. I mean, the thing is, with 90 SCVs, having 4 bases, what is that, 45? So it's like 20. It's like 20 on each mineral. So, like, you know, if he had extra command centers, even if he doesn't make another SCV, if he spreads them out more, he's going to get a little bit more efficient mining. Now, Firebathero coming up with ships, forces on the ground as well to clear out this wedge and push it back out again. And here's the counterattack that I was talking about, utilizing the fact that Firebathero is distracted in the south, going for a drop in the north, but not really dropping in the best spot. He actually dropped out of the area with which he would be within the... What am I trying to say? He dropped outside of the tank's not firing zone, I guess was what I'm getting at. So the tanks are actually able to keep firing. So Firebathero able to do some damage to this drop force in his own defense, coming with more reinforcements, having dealt with the bottom middle to try and deal with this again. And he's doing a good job, but again, KKS pushing in here, not quite able to get a base, you know? He pushed down here in the south, not able to actually get in here and get this base. Jitter drop over here, not able to actually take out this base. Over here, it looks like, again, he's not going to be able to take out this base. He's cut the SCVs compared to Firebathero and is focused more on unit production, but it hasn't really helped him actually take out Firebathero's economy. And so Firebathero's economy, now you can see, is starting to pull ahead, 180 supply to 140. KKS does have some money in the bank, so he can make another round of units, maybe make a couple more factories. He can try and pull ahead in that situation. It's not out of it yet, but it's not looking good for KKS. Losing a lot of units over in this attack, and losing units in this attack as well, and just not accomplishing anything with them, unfortunately. So it looks like Firebathero might be pulling too far ahead in this situation. Again, the battle line's still drawn over here and here. Oh, he's got these unsieged. Is he going to go south with them? Is he planning on marching into this line of fire with extra tanks up on the top as well? Right now, almost every base on the map except for the... Yep, there we go. Every base on the map has been taken except for the middle one, unless he kind of turret has been having been taken. I guess technically his buildings there, right? But this is where I was talking about before at the very beginning. This battle line being drawn means that Firebathero was able to take control of this position and this position. Wait, he doesn't actually command center here, never mind. So there's another base that hasn't been taken, but still, almost all the bases have been taken. And again, if that battle line had been drawn a little bit further down here instead, it could be KKS taking control of this, or it could be KKS taking control of this map, this part as well. And so those early skirmishes and positioning really helping Firebathero secure the late game. KKS has macroed up a lot. He's now within, he was within 30, but a nice engagement here by Firebathero is going to take out a few of KKS's tanks, and having nowhere to go and losing this major battle in the middle, KKS goes ahead and GG's. A little bit surprised to see that, since he was at 150 supply, but obviously he had more of a sense of the positional disadvantage he was at in this situation. Really, a little bit surprised that he GG'd at that point. with 150 supply, but he obviously, to the caster's point of view, was out of it. As we can see, he was out of money. Firebathero was not. Firebathero maxed out, and a higher economy as well. So well played by good old Wondolphus, as he's known to his truest fans. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that that little game there. It was fun to watch. Nice little TVT between Firebathero and an unknown Terran, possibly from the ladder. It could have been a practice partner too, actually. I should have said that at the beginning, but could have been like, this could have been a practice game from Samsung team or something like that. So who knows? It could have been a pro too. Maybe KKS was actually like, someone that we don't. This could just be the nickname of someone that we just wasn't listed in the replay pack. So who knows? These details, unfortunately, as with a lot of old Starcraft stuff, have been lost to time. But you can really zoom out far on the map. Look at the box on minmap. I've got almost half of the map in my field of view right now. It's kind of crazy. For some reason I didn't realize you could zoom that. Did they patch it and change it so you can zoom out even farther than before or something like that? Anyway, that's gonna do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one. Oh, you guys could see my recording software there for a minute because I tapped out before hitting stop recording. Take care. Thanks for watching.